black, but then they got divorced. In 1971, he lived with his grandparents. He had a tough time in school because he was the only black kid in his whole entire school. He fit in by playing only basketball. In 1979, he graduated from high school, moved to LA at a college called Occidental. In 1981, he transferred to Columbia University in New York. In 1985, he graduated, moved to Chicago, working as a community organizer, working with the neighborhood parents and children. In 1988, he went to Harvard Law School, first African-American president of the Harvard Law Review, which is a journalist group that reports news and writes about it. In 1991, he graduated, moved to Chicago as a civil rights lawyer, making equal and peace to the country, like Martin Luther King Jr. He worked in an office with Michelle. She was his mentor, an advisor, or a boss. Then they got married. In 1995, President Obama wrote a book called Dreams of My Father. The book got published. He was able to pay back student loans from school. Eventually, they had two girls named Malia and Sasha. Malia was the older sister, and Sasha was the little sister. In 2004, President Obama got elected to U.S. Senate. In 2009, he emerged as the 44th president and the first African-American president. He also won the Nobel Peace Prize worth $1.4 million and gave it to charity. His accomplishment was to be the first African-American president. I'll tell you a little story, but first, this is the ticket that you get to go on the subway. You cannot get any more because only if President Obama is elected, and I will pass it down. While I'm passing it down, I will tell you a story. We went to Washington, D.C. during the inauguration. We went to the Union train station waiting for President Obama. We were in the front when I was just like 5. And so there was a lot of pushing and shoving. And so when my mom and Carol thought, when President Obama's going to come, there's going to be a lot of pushing and shoving because there was no glass door right there and there was a train tracks right there. And so then we just went downstairs because we were going home because we thought there's going to be a lot of pushing and shoving for a little girl. And so we went downstairs and we put in our passport and we put some change in there. And so when we were going to the substation, we heard on somebody's cell phone that President Obama's train never stopped because there was a lot of people in the front. So nobody ever saw President Obama that day. And so nobody really got to see him. And that was okay with me.